Welcome to Worthington Home. I'm Chris. From time to time, my husband has the opportunity to do an estate clean out. And basically what that means is that a house either has sold or it's about to be sold. The family has gone through it. They've taken everything they want. They maybe have sold the rest through an estate sale or an auction. And whatever's left is pretty much junk and just needs to be discarded. So when that happens, my husband is sometimes hired to go in and take care of that. And he really enjoys that work. He has a very organized brain. He has a really good way of processing all of those unwanted objects. And sometimes, if he's lucky, there might be a handful of things that are interesting to keep or worth selling on eBay. Sometimes there are some things that are good for my father-in-law's store, some usable things he can sell for very modest prices, like, an old nightstand or an old lamp or something. Some things are donated and the rest is just for the dumpster. So he has one of those estate cleanouts right now, and I thought it would be fun to take you along so you could see the process a little bit, and we could show you some of the more interesting things we unearth. And of course, first and foremost, nothing is more important than maintaining the dignity and privacy of the family that used to reside there. It was somebody's home. That's always something that is foremost in our minds, and it's important that we treat even the things that are no longer wanted, we treat them with some respect and consideration. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's going to be a little bit different, and I think you're going to like it. So we went to the house yesterday for a preliminary walkthrough, and I found this old teapot in the cabinets. And it's not in great condition. It's got a lot of paint loss, but I thought it was really interesting, and it was made by Hall. I've had some Hall mixing bowls that you might have seen from a previous vlog, but I thought that was really interesting. I also found this little, I don't know if he's like a little leprechaun or a little gnome. I don't know quite what he is, but I thought he was kind of cute. And I found these little bunnies that I thought were cute, not marked or anything, but I thought they were just kind of cute, so I brought those home. There's already been a whole huge garbage bag full of old concert t-shirts, and so the deal with that is that my husband will sell them on eBay and split the profit between him and the conservator of the estate. And there's also a whole bunch of CDs. One of the previous owners was a music lover. So we're gonna go through tonight and put all of the CDs into bins, and whatever is sellable on eBay, he will then share the profit. Again, he'll get some, the conservatorship will get some. So that will be interesting. So that's next up. Okay, we're off to the clean out. Wish us luck. Here's the dumpster. This sucker's gonna be pretty full by the time we're done with it. It's a really big one. I don't know if you can get a sense of the size. But the dumpster loading will start on Saturday. Right now we're mostly bagging and getting stuff out of the house that's usable, that we can donate, that his dad can sell. So pretty soon, the dumpster will get started. So here's the kitchen. There are some interesting old plates. This china set that says Huntington Fine China is going to be donated. There's quite a few pieces, so I'm hoping somebody can use them. And pretty much the contents of this cupboard will be donated as well. Most of this stuff can hopefully be used by somebody, so we'll take care of that. Here I am in the basement. The drums are getting sold. Eric and the conservator will split that. And of course, whatever the conservator is getting goes to the care of the individual who used to live here. And my goal for today is to kind of pile up all of the CDs and get them in a bin. I just thought I would kind of show you what I'm looking at. I've got to watch where I step. And this was like a basement laundry room. And we're gonna leave this whole thing pretty much broom clean by the time we're done. Here's some Christmas ornaments or decorations. Here's another basement room. So this is all stuff that we will deal with. There's an old Lane Hope chest over here. So anyway, sorry, that's what we're looking at. And if we get bored, we can play darts. Okay, we're gonna go upstairs so I can show you some more rooms. This is a closet. And this bedroom, you can see some of the things that are going to be discarded have already been bagged, but there's still a lot of items to process here and tons of CDs in this room and throughout the entire house. Those lamps will probably go to my father-in-law's store. There's some really interesting old posters, some records. And then if you go down this short hallway, there's another bedroom. Again, those garbage bags are headed to the dumpster. That jacket will be sold on eBay probably. The electronics will be cleaned up and go to my father-in-law's store. So lots to do in this room still. Okay, let's see what the progress has been. Wow, lots of work has been done in this front room. All those bags. That is really a difference. And wow, yeah, that is a lot of work that has happened in this room. And the kitchen now is clear. The kitchen table has been removed. You can see that I took all of the dishes and glasses and things out of the cabinets. The food's been discarded. This is the little porch. This was really chock full and now it's pretty cleared out. So that's much better. Yeah, it may look like there's still a lot to do, but the hardest work has really been done now. Here's a little bathroom that we just passed on the first floor. Those books will be donated. That's my job. And we'll just take a little peek in here. This room's been gone through. There's nothing in the cabinets. There's nothing on the shelves, as you can see. Here's a bedroom I didn't show you before on the first floor. And the mattresses are stacked like that until they're removed. We'll call the town to remove those and pay for that. And here's another little bedroom that is almost empty now. I did a lot of work in this room myself. The closets are empty. They were really full. It's funny, but the stuff removed, the house is bigger than it seemed to me originally. And there's the front door and the stairs. Just a quick peek at this room, which you saw before, so you can see the progress that's happened here. Lots of bags. So this seemed like a good time to check in. At this point, everything that's going into the dumpster has been bagged. Everything that's going to be donated has been donated. Anything that my father-in-law wanted to take to his store for resale has gone, and actually he's already sold quite a bit. There are a lot of apartments in the neighborhood where his store is, and people are often looking for usable secondhand stuff at low prices. So that worked out well. Next, we are going to process all of the things that we've brought back from the estate to our barn, because we'll sell those on eBay, either in partnership with the estate or on our own. And then my husband will go back with 2 other guys who are going to just put everything in the dumpster. So we're hoping that the dumpster's big enough to fit everything. We think that it is, but we're not sure. But I want to show you some of the interesting things we found. Oh, and by the way, I just wanted to mention, if you noticed in the earlier pictures that the house had a real sort of ransacked look, that's because a lot of people went through it before we got there. So we didn't do those kinds of things where you see stuff has been sort of dispersed. We didn't do that sort of thing. We have a very organized approach. That was really how we found it. Oh, and by the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, please take a moment to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Okay, let's see what Eric has in the barn. Oh, here's a really interesting chessboard game. I've never seen a chessboard quite like this, and the pieces have lots of really interesting details on them as well. This is an old playing card collection. There are some really great cards in here. The person who put this together obviously spent many hours doing it. They are really interesting. Look at the colors in some of these and the details. Really beautiful. These collections sell for a little bit on eBay. We'll see what this one fetches, but it's fun just to check it out. Here we have a collection of old Christmas ornaments with indentations. Look at how vibrant the colors are. I think we actually might keep these because they're so good. I don't think they're that old. I would think maybe 50s, 60s, just based on the condition. Usually the older ones are pretty fragile and pretty beaten up. These are a little bit more robust. Some push pin designs in this one. I don't even know which one is my favorite. I think generally I like the indentation ones, but look at the colors in that. Yeah, they're really beautiful. Here we have an assortment of McDonald's glasses. That's Flintstones. I don't know if you can see the writing on that very well. And some of them are Batman. They're really interesting. They have lots of the characters from the movies in here. And here's another one. I don't know if this is like with the Riddler. There's Batman ready to fight crime, and there's the McDonald's logo. This is a really interesting stacking set. You can either stack them or you can unstack them and cover them with individual lids. It's made by Core, and the insides are stainless steel, very clean. We found some handmade Afghans. There was just no way we were going to throw these away, so we'll clean these up, and that's a baby blanket. Here are just a few little doodads, a Mickey Mouse watch. That's a pin from Georgia. That already has some watchers on it, actually. Guess it's like a souvenir pin. And this is a little pill case from Niagara Falls. Some great graphics. Made in Taiwan. Here's an old Dunkin' Donuts thermos. This one's also listed on eBay and has some watchers. Makes me want some coffee right now. And this is really interesting. That's an old New Britain store. And inside, I'll show you. This is a crinoline with like some hooping for a wedding dress. And this was pulled out of a hope chest in the basement. And here is another part to the wedding ensemble from, again, another old New Britain store that no longer exists. There's the wedding cap, and there was a veil that went with it, although the veil wasn't in the hope chest. And this is the wedding dress itself. It's really condensed into kind of a tight ball, as you can see. So we're trying to unfurl it. It is very, very detailed. Look at all of that detail, all of the lace work and the netting. Wow. Tiny waist. Look at all of those pretty embellishments. It's crumpled, but it's still beautiful. And I'm really hoping that somebody will want this. Check out the tiny buttons covered in fabric and lace. Here are some faux stained glass lampshades. We think these are from QVC. And here's a wedding album so you can see how beautiful the bride looked in that wedding dress that we have. She looks so great. This is from, I think, 1952 or 1953. And we have that garter as well that you see in the photo there. I'll show you that in a minute. The beautiful flowers. Now this photo album is lovely. And again, there was just no way I was gonna throw it away. It's so sad there's no family left that would want it. But I'm thinking maybe somebody would be interested in the photo album and the wedding ensemble together. So we're gonna research how we can best make that happen. We care a little bit more about somebody getting it who will appreciate it more than the money that we would get for it. Here is a massive stack. Well, this is the beginning of a massive stack of concert t-shirts. Eric is gonna show you some of those. Fortunately, I don't have hairy man arms, so don't panic, friends. That's Eric. He's gonna show us just a few to give us a sense of what we're looking at here. This one is Power Station. Some of them have kind of disturbing images. They're pretty hard rock, so we're trying to not scare you. Spiritual healing, I've not heard of. This, of course, is not my forte. Rat, I remember from my junior high school years. And Journey, I think we probably all know. Look at the dates. 1998 to 1999. That's a real concert t-shirt. There's so many. And this police one is really great. I remember having this tape and playing it over and over. This is Synchronicity. 1983 to 1984. We already have lots of watchers on these guys. Check out this really pretty little girl's dress, or like a toddler's dress. It is tiny and very detailed. Look at all those ruffles and bows. Oh my goodness. And here's another one for an older girl. I don't know if this was some kind of a communion dress, maybe? It is really pretty. This was in the hope chest. And this little boy's vest. I think these were really expensive pieces in their day. And here's a little cap that goes with it. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. I can't even deal with it. And here are little baby shoes and socks. They've yellowed with age, but they're still pretty cute. Here's a collection of papers that were in the hope chest and the garter I was telling you about that we saw in the photograph album. And here are some mementos from the wedding. And napkins. You can see this was 1956. I was off in my years. Here's a great old atlas. It's not in good condition, but they're still valuable even in this beat up state. This one is from 1886 and it's a first edition. Check out these great old maps. And there's some wonderful illustrations in here as well. Looks like something bad went down in this scene. Aren't they fantastic? Scene in South Africa. I could look through this atlas all day. Looks like that's some former presidents. Look at this disturbing image. Oh my gosh, they look evil. Look at that evil look on their face, but there's a reason for it. Wait for it. There is a disgusting snake. Yuck. Here we have some old newspapers from when JFK was shot and killed. 1963. Lots of people kept these kinds of clippings from that event because it was so monumental. Here's some Elvis information, and it's exclusive from the Inquirer. Ooh, a creepy shot. And a little bit more information about JFK. Interesting stuff. So here you can see a table full of items that we brought home from the Cleanout. They seemed too good to throw away, and so we didn't. I'm going to show you each piece. This pretty flowered bowl was made by Woolworth Company. So that was pretty interesting. I don't think it's particularly old. It's dishwasher and microwave safe. But it was really pretty, I thought. There was a blue one as well, but the blue one was incredibly broken. It was badly chipped and cracked. So sadly, that one did go in the dumpster. This little ruby red glass is actually made by, can you see it? Avon. So I don't know if that's something I'll resell, or anything here that I can't resell, I will donate. Because again, I feel like it's too good for a dumpster. Here's some, I think this is reproduction depression glass, probably from the 60s, but it's a pretty kind of cobalt color. So I saved that. This is a utensil holder, and it's made by Crate and Barrel. So, not old, but kind of a nice piece. I think this is a little bit old. This covered dish. This looks like this would have been used for vegetables or a casserole. There's the cover, made in Holland, and the inside. And look at the pretty patterns all around it. Let me show you the marking. Drew, made in Holland, and some serial numbers around it. I love the cheerful yellow color. I'm not really a yellow person, but more and more, I don't know, I'm appreciating some of these yellow pieces. I found this teapot, the rose design and the little rosebud lids, kind of cute. It's got water in it because I just washed it. And here's the bottom. Teleflora, made in the Philippines. You'll know this one. Of course, this is Pyrex. And this has great color and great pattern. I don't think I'll have any trouble reselling this. And I pulled out this knife, Sharp Cut 2, made in the USA, still in its paper. That's a plastic handle. I pulled out this little butter dish. Very, 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 very tinny. but I thought this guy had some life in him yet. It's unmarked. So I think I'd bring that home. Here we have some hand-painted salt and pepper shakers. Not old. Here's a marking on them. Or maybe that, I'm not sure what that says. And the residue you see is from an old price tag. I need some Goo Gone to get that off. And then another salt and pepper shaker set. My goodness, I can't talk. Made exclusively for Highmark, or is that like Hallmark or Highmark? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up. But it's a set in nice shape. This is just a Rubbermaid pitcher, so nothing special about this guy. Let me just show you the bottom. Goodness, I can't even get this going here. Here it is, Rubbermaid. Again, the water's because I just washed these guys. And then we have a lot of old Pyrex. So check out this measuring cup. It is a Tupperware piece. That's a neat little guy. Plastic, of course. Here's a little Tupperware piece also. This covered butter dish is, you guessed it, Tupperware. And this container is also Tupperware, along with his friend, Mr. Tupperware. Oops. There it is. I took this collection of Christmas plates. They are made in China. Let's see if I can get a good view on this. Yep, made in China. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. Over here, I have some holiday candles. These are a dark green color. They're coming up kind of black, but they're dark green. And these are red. There was a fourth, but that one had already been taken out of its packaging and burned. So I just took the rest that weren't. This is some push pin artwork or craft work. Here's an apple with all of these individual push pins. A banana, orange. I guess this is a pear. Yep, that's a pear. And some grapes or berries of some kind. That's a lot of work somebody did. That was probably out of a kit. And in here is a big collection. Hold on, I need 2 hands for this. Okay, in this case is a whole collection of knitting needles and all kinds of crafting things, some scissors. So I think somebody could get some use out of that. So next up, I'm going to show you some footage from the last day of the estate clean out. I wasn't there. It was really strictly dumpster runs all day long, and I can't do that sort of thing. I actually broke my leg 8 months ago, and I can walk and I can do lots of things, but stairs are still not my friend, especially going downstairs. So for me to go back and forth with a lot of heavy things, you know, the time isn't good for me to do that. Not yet, anyway. So I wasn't part of that process. That was done under Eric's supervision and with his participation, and he kindly took some video so that I could share it with you. The main thing is to make sure that we can agree that my video footage was, you know, better. Yeah. Here is the basement. I can't believe how much has been done. The CDs are boxed up. The drum set is disassembled, ready for sale. And going upstairs, we can see the closet is empty. The bedroom upstairs is empty. Wow, that is really a difference. And here is another bedroom. There were 4 bedrooms in this house, and this one is completely cleaned out. The pink bedroom is all set. This is the one I spent the most time in. And the 4th one is all clean. Wow, it's really shocking, the difference. Here you can see more CDs boxed up. And the very full dumpster. They used every square inch of that thing. So we're out of the house now. That project is complete. There's still things to sell. There's still money that will go back to the conservatorship, as I've expressed before, after sales happen, but we're essentially done. So it was a good experience. It was really interesting. I've never been as involved in an estate clean out as I was this time. And these jobs come and go. My husband has a full-time job, but he does this sometimes on the side. He loves doing it. If you ever know anybody in Connecticut or in the vicinity of Connecticut who needs something like that done, you can certainly drop me a line. But yeah, he enjoys it, and it's fun to see him so, just like engaged, and he loves just sort of thinking it all through. It's like a puzzle to him, and how can he put all the pieces together so that everything is done to a high standard, and the estate can move on in whatever ways it decides to next. So, mission accomplished. If you have enjoyed this video, I sure hope you'll give it a like. I know it's a little bit different from what I usually do, but I thought let's give it a try and see how it goes. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna add a clip of my kitties on our way out, because after seeing a lot of estate footage and a lot of stuff going to the dumpster, I think we could use a little uplifting moment of Iris and Indy grooming each other, which is a bonding behavior, which is very cute. So here we go, and I'll see you next time.